do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
I have to go.
There's not a single critically acclaimed film that is centered around a protagonist who does not want something. I'll give each of you until the bell rings to think of a film that contains a protagonist that does not want something. Time's up. All films,
Nice.
all good films are about somebody wanting something. Desire is everywhere. You can think of desire like the force as described by Yoda.
Life creates it. The force is growing. Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
He said life creates it. Desire is life. It wells up on the inside, filling every inch of our body with a warm glow or burning passion, and can be rapidly replaced by a whole new desire. If each of us didn't have this incessant flow within, life would lose momentum. We actually can't reduce want in ourselves, absolutely. Try right now to stop all desire, and you're just desiring less desire. But what we can do is gain insight in the nature of desire and become more aware when we want things that are unknowingly detrimental to our health. We can be acutely aware of lust, gluttony, greed, or envy. Now, like I said before, all good films are about somebody wanting something, right? In these films, what prevents the film from becoming redundant is in the various portrayals of characters seeking and fulfilling their urges. The three different storytelling techniques that portray the cravings of a protagonist are depicted in a few of my favorite films. Silver Linings Playbook got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Pat Solitano first wants his wife back after battling bipolar disorder in a mental health hospital. As the story progresses, he realizes instead he wants Tiffany.
This is an example of conflict, clarifying or transforming the yearning of the protagonist. In the Jungle Book, one of my favorite songs, for the bare necessities, forget about other song. Mowgli wants to stay in the jungle with his animal friends. However, after encounters with elephants, snakes, vultures, monkeys, a tiger, and finally a beautiful girl, he wants nothing more than to become a member of the man village. It shows us that things can and will happen in our life, and those things can and will change us. Our outlook will be altered, and there's nothing wrong with going with the flow. Another thing we can learn from storytelling is that not everything we want is good for us. But the pursuit is still definitely necessary, if not just for the learning experience. This storytelling technique has the protagonist wanting something that turns out to be worthless in the end. The Fault in Our Stars, that got an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. Our protagonist Hazel wants to know what happens at the end of a famous novel that abruptly ends mid-sentence. Now, without ruining the story, no spoiler alerts, what she finds out winds up being quite unsettling. That said, throughout her journey, we, together, learn what love, friendship, and admiration can be. The last way to portray yearning in a character is giving the protagonist something completely different than what they first wanted. We all often set down paths with great acuity, generated by personal aspirations, only to find that the path we were walking led to something completely different. How many people here, what they studied in college is what they're actually doing right now? Less than 50%. In Doctor Strange, a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, Stephen Strange wanted his hands back along with his elegant life of success. Instead, he receives these powers of a sorcerer and this galactic responsibility. Now, taking all that back to our reality, we can all remember the excitement felt before social gatherings, before a well-planned vacation or a saucy date. These are all things we look forward to. The desire bubbling within makes the days beforehand brighter and more exuberant. We feel our purpose is more defined than ever. I'd say desire creates purpose. In film and all forms of story, the strongest characters have distinct desires, and that is what generates and illustrates their purpose. Because humanity as a whole wants to exist for a reason, we are not satisfied with just simply being. We all desire purpose. We want to be a part of a narrative. Knowing this intrinsically, I, with great assiduity, personally look for things to want. It drives me to keep going and it maintains the momentum of success. Now, whenever you feel overwhelmed by the mundane, watch a movie you love, or a new one that's been recently recommended by a friend. Determine the wants and the desires of your favorite character and find the parallels in yourself. I promise the mundane will wash away like scratchy sand under the public showers on Santa Monica Beach. It's still not